Hello divas, dudes, and dolls, I'm Caricature, and welcome back to my blitzin', blazin', and bangin' little review show, Very Slay, where we go over each and every main stage look on Drag Race Thailand Season 3, the long-awaited third season of this franchise. And I cannot wait to be covering it live week to week with all of you, because I recently have just watched Thailand Season 2 for the first time. I'm like episode 4 or 5 at the time I'm recording this one. I try to watch an episode every day or two. Oh my gosh. I have no idea how they made these looks like in the workroom every week. It's wild to me. The production history of this season, or the production history of Season 2, is fascinating. What a saga, let me tell ya. Season 3, I'm really curious to see how it's going to be in comparison, if it's going to be more akin to Drag Race Thailand of the first 2 seasons, or if it's going to be more akin to the Drag Race that we have kind of come to know as the established standard over time. Now, the way that this show works, if I think that a look was successful but didn't do anything incredible for me, we give it an okay. If I absolutely loved a look, we give it a slay. And if I found something lacking and wasn't really a big fan of it, we give it an A. That's all in efforts to find my weekly slay of the day, my favorite look out of every episode, and whichever look holds that top spot in episode 1 will go head to head up against my favorite promo look in our first battle of the season. Whichever look remains in that top spot at the end of the season when we've crowned a winner, I will do a full illustration of at some point. You can get sneak peeks of all of the art that's coming down the pipeline, as well as sneak peeks of upcoming projects over on the Patreon at any tier level. If you're just interested in episode reviews, initial reactions to things, looks that are in the episode but not on the runway, so for example, entrances, maybe some performance looks, stuff like that, that will all be over in written form on the Patreon that you can access for free. I'd love to have you over there. You can check out my opinions, you can chime in with your own, join our little caravan over on that platform as well. But we've got a whole new crop of queens, and we need to start getting into these looks. So let's dive on in and get to know our new divas. And I apologize in advance because I'm probably going to mispronounce a lot of these names. First up, we have Benza Diva. Now, this little showgirl moment, very fun. This looks like it's made out of denim for the bodysuit. Either way, it's like a denim color. I'm a fan of that. Love this headpiece. I love this headpiece a lot. Just the whole shot, I think, is composed really well. She really knows how to showcase the garment in full. And if anything, I think we're gonna get an entertainer out of this diva. So maybe we'll get some fun lip syncs, I don't know. For me, this look is a slay. Next up, we have Frankie Wonga, and my god, this mug and hair combo is gorge. I famously on the channel do not like really sculptural wigs, and this works for me because it's like a little, it's like a little ice cream sundae swirl, but then like still like the little slick in the back. The scale works for me, the proportion's right. But what I think is the real success of this is she managed to present a look in colors that I personally think are atrocious, but make it look absolutely stunning and make sense. I love all of the ruffles. I love all of the fabric treatment. The draping on everything is so right. And for a dress that is basically just like a little mini cocktail dress, it's styled in a really great way. And the extra fabric treatment around the base dress really elevates it to the next level. I think this is one of the more successful looks out of all of them in the promo. It's one of my favorites. It's a slay. Next up, we have Godland, and this is a sculptural wig that's more akin to the ones I don't like, where it's like the sculptural stuff up on the top that maybe is a little too long, a little too wonky in proportions with the rest of the look, and then just a straight slick wig. It also doesn't look bad. I think it does make sense with the style of this outfit. I think the cutouts are placed interestingly. The shapes are kind of cool throughout the whole thing. I really like the hips. I think the sections that jut out on the hips as they turn into like chaps or boot covers, whatever the situation is, I think that's cool. I think it is a cool, successful design, but I'm not fawning over it. So for me, this is just an okay. The high okay, but an okay nonetheless. Next up, we have Gigi Ferocious, and to me, this is so gorgeous. I love this color. This color pink, on most people, I think is pretty gorgeous, but on her especially, she's got the skin tone to really make it pop. And this like metal brassiere underneath this very Grace Jones kind of gown, I'm so here for. Mug's gorgeous, the pose is great, the body's right. This is definitely one of my top looks out of this promo as well. This is a slay. I have no faults with this really. Next up, we have Karamite, and I Really love the skirt. That's my favorite part of this whole thing. I think there's some really cool details going on here. I don't think the little hip cutout is necessary, in all honesty. I think had it just been like a little light pink through that base and really allowed this fuchsia tone to really shine and sparkle, and the little tulle overlays on the bodice, I think that would have been a more successful look. But this is still really glamorous and I still enjoy it a lot. I think the eye is allowed to move through this back and forth across it in a zigzag, which I personally really enjoy. I think most successful designs allow for your eyes to just kind of go from one point of interest to the next, to the next, to the next, through the whole look all the way around. This look does that for me. So even though I do have some problems with it that I think could have been addressed to make the look even better, it is still a slay. Next up, we have Nanosphere. I think I'm just getting the pun. Is it a nanosphere pun? If so, that's very funny. This is a sculptural wig that I can get behind and have all kinds of time for. The blue tips that are stoned, I'm obsessed with. This is a sculptural wig that works for me because it's all about the sculptural nature. It's all an updo. And I think so far, this is, I would say, the most like traditional Thai style of drag that we've seen out of all these looks, especially in like traditional Thai costuming. I really love the shoulders. I love this like train robe situation on the coat. I think the dress is great as well. Normally, I would hate that this doesn't hit the floor, but I also think that this works being an ankle length look. This is for me one of the more captivating ones just on initial impression out of the cast photos. So for me, this is also gonna be a slay. Then up next we have Shotgun, and I'm a little biased about this look because it's a little lovely cosplay armor, nerdy moment. It's very Mega Man, and I'm obsessed with it. Love the little pigtails. I think that's what really makes it drag for me. But my favorite thing, above all of the armor construction, above all the placements of everything, above the gun arm, is the makeup. The little stars that she has in the cut crease in this eye makeup is so good. It's so clean and so cute, and I'm curious to see how she's going to translate her style of drag to the competition. I am very excited to see how that will happen. This is hands down a slay. Then we have Siam Fusri, and this makeup is another one that I was really entranced by. So cool. I love the headpiece, I love the feathers, I love just the general scale of this. I do wish it was more than a bodysuit, and I do wish that the shoes were just like a pump. These are some fierce shoes, but the way she's posed for this, I'm scared for her safety. These shoes just scare me in general. I don't understand how people walk in them at all, let alone walk and look good while walking. I enjoyed this look a lot. I do think there could have been more elements to it to really take it even further, but it's great. I'm gonna give it a soft slay. Next up, we have Spicy Sunshine, and I think when you stack this look up against everything that we have seen so far, this is, in my opinion, the weakest one. I don't really like the proportions on how much of the outfit is the purple versus the sheer black nylon. I just don't think that it's all that flattering. Part of that is also due to the way she's positioned. I think it doesn't really showcase the design in the best way. I don't like the sleeve, the way the detailing on the purple sleeve is done. On top of that, the other sleeve is too short, so it really does make one arm look drastically longer than the other in the photo. So there's just a lot of proportion issues that I have problems with. So in my opinion, this is going to be a nay. I'm just not a fan of it. I'm sure she's lovely though. Then we have Sriracha Hot Sauce. I like the hair. I love the bang. I like the boot. But the outfit is just a green bodysuit. Like, I just find it really underwhelming because like this is essentially the first impression to the world that these queens have. And I don't know if it's that she picked this look, if the styling team for the show picked this look, but I really am not like impressed with this. I think it's not a bad look. For a Drag Race promo, I guess I've just come to expect a lot more. And then on top of that, when you look at her look compared to everyone else, even with the last look, it wasn't great, but at least there was some idea to it. This is just a bodysuit. For me, this is also going to be a nay, just for purely the fact that it's so plain. This is giving like season 1, season 2 of US Drag Race promo levels. Like real early Drag Race. And finally, we have Zeppi in this lovely white ensemble. This is another one that's one of my favorites. I love this little pageanty updo. It's very Miss Continental, this whole look, I could see, because Miss Continental has a bit of an obsession with a white presentation theme. This would be right in line with that. This is a gorgeous gown. And I love that it's got like the white tights underneath it. It kind of has that little level of like an 80s campy fashion mixed in there. I enjoy this a lot. I like it with the shoe. I almost, at the same time, wish that it was just the gown and that she didn't have the pants. For me, I think it's successful. It works. She's gorgeous. She's posed really well in this shot. I'm a fan of it. It's a slay. All right, it's now time to pick my slay of the day, my favorite look out of all of these promos. There was a handful of them that I think were really, really star standouts out of this entire group of queens. However, the one look that for me really stood out amongst the rest that I think is just, it's a clean look. I think it's a great fashion moment. And it's the one look that, aside from Shotgun, I vividly remember out of this cast. And that is Gigi Ferocious. So whichever look takes slay of the day for episode 1 will go head to head against this look, and whichever look comes out on top will advance one step closer to being Drag Race Thailand Season 3's Slay of the Season. So that's going to be it for me for today. Be sure, as always, to like, comment, subscribe, all of those lovely little things. And be sure to go out there, y'all. Stay kind, stay queer, and make sure that your day is very slay.